Hey guys, welcome back. It's BDCKR, and we're going to be doing another one of our weekly updates. So, for Injustice, the main thing is the Lobo Bounty Hunter Challenge. And we just posted the reset for that a couple days ago, so the reset still works. We're just going to show you guys now, based off of their beginning stats. You can see, sorted by damage, Bounty Hunter Lobo has maxed out, well not even maxed out yet, has the highest attack stat of any character in the game. So, Bounty Hunter Lobo has the highest base attack. And if you actually look in the collection, all the gold characters level up the same way, using the same algorithm. So anybody who starts with 1,200 attack, for example, will have the exact same amount of attack at the final level. And I guess you can check this for yourself if you have anybody maxed out. See, they both have exactly 46,000. Well, 46,000 something, but the number is the same. And so, Bounty Hunter Lobo has a little bit of an edge on them. He is going to have the highest attack stat of any character, and he already does, even not at max level.
And even though his attack is highest, say compared to Ares, his health is going to be marginally higher. It's going to probably end up, not probably, it's going to end up at 69,000,
yeah,
which is the same as all the other guys who start off with a base health of 950.
Which, you can see Cassandra came Batgirl, kind of the same amount of health, and if you just saw, what was the number that you said? 69,000. Yeah, Cassandra came Batgirl had 69,000 health. So, that's going to be kind of cool to see.
Lots of fun to play. I guess if it's not obvious, I'll point it out to you. We're big fans of Lobo. He's our avatar for this channel. So, yeah, we're really happy that there's now finally a version with Lobo, even though his passive kind of
craps out.
Yeah, it's meh. Doesn't really mean much, but he's overall strong enough with an unbalanced high damage, middling to low health. He sort of fits our playstyle of hit hard, hit fast, be done.
Yeah. So, again, I think this is going to be another one of those Lobos, just like the previous Gold Lobo, where some people think he's great, some people think, it's kind of crappy. But we personally like him because he plays into our playstyle, and he also is Lobo, and we just like Lobo as a character a lot. So for those two reasons, we're happy with this challenge.
So besides Lobo, just a quick update too. The glitches that still work, the buy any card when the store pop-up shows up, that still works as long as there's a challenge.
Yeah.
And the challenge reset we mentioned, and the buying a pack for cheap works also.
So most of our glitches are still working. Yeah.
Right. So next up, we're moving on to Mortal Kombat.
Yep. So, in Mortal Kombat X, there isn't really much new. The Milena challenge, again, is only standard. You can't do the challenge reset. So there's not a huge amount of play value to be had in there. So there's not that much that actually brings to the game. And
there's still more than a week left. So we're really waiting on the next challenge.
Yeah.
Character. Faction Wars, nothing new to report. I mean, again, we've said this before, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of motivation or even a lot of play in the Faction Wars now that there's the equipment pack.
Yeah, because it seems like everybody's just buying the equipment pack and spending their time grinding somewhere else instead of having to constantly beat other people in the Faction Wars just to get the rewards, right? So there's still some people obviously trying, some of them for the glory who really want to get up there. But
So that's the first place Faction Rewards.
Yeah, and this is the personal.
Right, this was top 1%.
But it seems like the drive to actually have a bunch of people all vying for top spots in factions has definitely gone down,
well,
right?
Really, the biggest problem is that the high spots are only available to people who get defensive wins.
Yeah.
And most people don't get defensive wins.
Wait, is there even defensive wins in this?
Yeah, there is, but we've never had any.
Oh.
And there's been a lot of complaints on the forums that how do you get defensive wins? You never see defensive wins. It's the same people over and over, so they get millions, and that totally separates them from anything else. So the highest you can really strive for as a non-hacking player is top 1%. And even that's pretty hard.
And so, just meh. Anyways, Combat Knife's cool to have.
Listen, I'm still enjoying playing. I do the bonus missions and stuff. I'm waiting, considering... Oh, nice. Considering how good even, not just Injustice, but even Immortals has been with the new content, it's hard to get too excited about it. This has become more of a grind.
Yeah, this is a waiting game. which I think is good when you have 3 games. It would be a little crappy if this was the only game, but when you have 3 games to play, when there's too much stuff going on, you can almost feel a little overwhelmed. It just seems it comes in surges where it's really everything goes on at once.
Okay, and moving on to Immortals. Alright, so here we are. The one thing is for the John Cena challenge, you got a couple days left. We've actually been playing around with them a little bit. Really quite good. So
Yeah.
if you haven't got them yet, do yourself a favor. Make sure you unlock them in the store. At fully maxed,
John Cena.
he's got better than average attack. He's got a little bit better than average health. Definitely a guy worth having around.
And his ability?
Oh,
John Cena.
alright.
Yeah. So, the combos dealing damage over time is quite good. It's a little kind of bonus thing. It's like Scorpion was for Injustice when the first Scorpion came out, right?
Yeah.
And the cutting enemies ceiling by 50% is really what's getting rid of the Enlightened Big Show, Lumberjack Big Show combo, where it'll make it a little bit harder for that team to just completely, I guess, dominate in the online multiplayer. Because it means that you can actually have a legitimate strategy to combat that, and he's a good character otherwise, so it's a lot easier to justify putting him on your team as one of the 3 slots, right?
Alright, just to show you too, the season rewards glitch is still working. You can see by the number of the season online exclusive reward of the DX Invasion truck, where you've got 80 copies of it.
Yeah.
And it's actually, again, another great, creative, exclusive to make it worth playing. I mean, out of all the 3 Warner Brother, NetherRealm mobile games, originally I thought this would be my least favorite. I'm actually enjoying Immortals more and more lately. And partly it's because of the new content.
Yeah, so I think it does have a lot to do with support, and I like how they're trying to make an effort to keep all the games supported to a certain extent, and I think they've been doing a good job with Injustice, keeping us engaged from the very beginning, and I think they're stepping up their game for Immortals a little bit, making the new stuff more engaging, right? And Mortal Kombat right now is laying fallow a little bit. There's not too much new stuff, but hopefully there'll be more stuff in the future, and it looks like they're going to at least keep up the character challenge.
So this is clearly with 3 of the 4 abilities on the finisher. So finisher in this case, in this lingo, is a special 3.
Yeah.
So I like the max health increase. We'll get the benefit of that. The problem I think is that the way I play, I don't use special 3 very much, except with a team where you're maybe swapping in and out with Stephanie McMahon, the gold one.
Oh, yes.
You could probably get more use out of it.
So anyways, yeah, it's definitely good. It's potentially really good. The way we played early on before we got kind of, I guess, a little bit more hardcore about it, we did actually use special 3s a lot more.
Yeah, but multiplayer online, the mechanism where you can block and the enemy can block part of your special 3.
Even if they're not blocking when it hits you, right?
Yeah, it means special 2 is way more effective. So even when you have the option of doing special 3, in multiplayer at least, a lot of times you won't bother, or we won't bother we'll opt for an unblocked special 2.
Yeah, so it's unfortunate. This could definitely be better, but it's definitely interesting, and I see why it's a season exclusive, and I see why it's a 5-star gear instead of a 4-star gear. Even if it's not necessarily as useful to us.
Oh, and I guess one last thing before we go, I forgot to mention while we were on Injustice. So it looks like we've got still a couple weeks left in Lobo, and if I recall correctly, he's the last of the announced new characters in the current update. So that means we should be getting a new update sometime in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, so that'll definitely be interesting to look forward to. Usually they give like hints or something about what the new characters are going to be. Something like that. There'll be people uploading before they come out the new challenge characters. So we're going to be able to see some new content for Injustice soon, which is going to be nice. It is, again, I think it's our primary joy out of all the games. We always, the interest phases in and out for the other 2, especially when Mortal Kombat X was first come out and it was a lot newer, but we always end up coming back to Injustice as our kind of main, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, anyways, I think that's all we wanted to cover.
Thanks for watching.
See you guys next time. Komoda.